The first thing we want to do is tweak a little bit of this so that we can get our armor plate to go across right in here. So that these guys, we want to adjust their vertex position at the bottom here. I'm just going to push this up, and we've gone both sides there, but what we want to do is make sure that we're also close. Just F on the keyboard so we can get a little closer in there. We just want to make sure that we're pairing it up well. There we go. And let's make a little selection over here on these guys. And then just over and down a little bit. There we go, that's good. Object mode, and then we'll go back over to this one. And we want to do the same thing here. We're just looking to give ourselves the space for that little bar piece that goes down. Nice, that looks good. I think we captured that little line. We've got that little back piece here, this one that comes across, and then we have the little vent pieces to put in there, and I think our plate armor will be just about complete. So let's go and do this little line that goes across here. That's just based on this little section in here. And to do that, let's go ahead and cut in right in here. And our best view is probably right here on our side view. So I'm going to go ahead and go into my modeling toolkit and my multi-cut tool, and we'll just left click, and let's go ahead and go all the way over. I like that. In fact, we'll go to there, to there, to there, and that brings us right into here. So let's go ahead and cut again, and that's going to take us down to here. Here, zoom in so we can get a little more accurate. There we go, there we go, and there we go. Alright, so that gives us a cut all the way around. The only thing that we want to do is on the other side of it, so let's go ahead and model it on this side and flip it around to the other side. So we've got those selected, and what do? We're just looking at taking them off. Now you could make the selection extrude from here and leave it all on one model. We're just making it separate pieces to make it a little easier when you first get started. Alright, we can go back into our object mode. If I can get this guy to go where I want him, there he goes. And with our piece selected, let's go back into our perspective view over here, make sure it's where we want it. Let's assign a material so we can see this a little bit better. So I'd say the shape of it, we can adjust the shape just a little bit before we extrude it out. We want to tighten that up a little. Tighten that up a little. And as we come across here, let's see about tightening that shape up a little bit too. Alright. Looks nice and solid. We can go into our face mode if we want, or we can just go straight to the extrude. And let's take it out about one. Another division in there. Okay, we're looking good. To our object mode. So you've got this nice little piece coming around. And let's go ahead and duplicate it, Control D on the keyboard. And we'll do our negative scaling just as a quick mirroring option. And the last little piece that we want to do is right in here. It's a little just piece that's going to curve down and around. So looking at the shape that we've got, what can we use? It looks like we'd almost take it as that whole little section in there. In fact, let's go ahead and do that. Just a nice little piece of plate armor to protect the back of the head and the neck. Alright, those selected, we'll go ahead and duplicate. Alright, and one thing we want to do, I'm going to pull this up just a little bit so we can see it. If we've got some adjustments we want to tweak, we could tweak some of the geometry in there, but we can also cut out some of that because we've got the overlap right in there. So let's go ahead and let's see, we can either pull it or cut it. Let's just do a cut. And we just make our way around. There we go. And then into face mode, let's just get rid of the extra geometry there. There we go. Now we still got a little bit of extra geometry right in here that we can cut away at. Which means we've got a little extra over here, or do we? Nope, we've already moved that one up. Alright. So we're looking pretty good. We could get rid of this. I think I'm going to hang on to it just because it flows well with the other piece. Alright, let's assign a material. Let's extrude this out. It looks like we've got a little something going on right in here. Let's see if we can tweak that to our advantage and pull this guy back over. There we go. Alright, so we've got the plate armor on the back, down the side, around it. I would say we are just about complete, except for the little vents. Those little vent pieces we're just going to do with a single piece of geometry. So let's go up to our primitives. We'll make a little box. And we're just making a nice little piece of metal. And zoom into it. And let's go and rotate this guy into place. And we're going to have a little bit of an angle on it where you can get some air into it. Alright, so that looks pretty good like that. And then let's just copy a few over. I think I'll start right about here. And it's just Control D on the keyboard is all we're doing. Alright, there we go. Looking pretty good like that. And let's make a selection of them all. Let's go ahead and combine them as just one mesh. And Control D one more time. That way we've got a copy. And we'll pop it over to the other side. There we go. Got a nice little vent, some fun little plate armor with some nice little shapes. Definitely some good practice for getting comfortable with working with geometry and moving it where you need to and making different cuts. Alright, and with that done, we'll go ahead and end it here. And when we get started, we're going to finish off some of the more the detail pieces with the eyeballs and the nice spiky little teeth. And we'll get started with that next.